Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to day 3 of the Australian Professional Photography Awards here at Randwick Racecourse, Sydney. We are judging the family category this morning, which is sponsored by CR Kennedy. So we thank them again for their ongoing support. My name is Kylie Lyons, and I will be your panel chair for this session. Hi everybody, but I will be ably assisted here by Vanessa McCauley all the way from Melbourne, Victoria. Welcome, Vanessa. Excellent. Now, we have a few, judges here waiting in the wings and ready to rock and roll. I'll introduce them right down the far end. Damien Bauman, welcome, also from Melbourne. Thank you for coming all the way to Sydney. Appreciate that. Next to him, Laurie Cicchini, like zucchini, and I always say that because I have to ingrain it in my head. Oh, see, someone said once, do you have Italian in you? And I said, look at me. Do I look Italian? No. Well, all the way from ACT, straight up the Hume Highway. Or did you fly? Oh, you flew. Oh, you lazy thing. It's only 2.5 hours. Gosh. But I tell you, next to you, Natalie Howe, welcome, all the way from Western Sydney, Wallachia. Probably had to, fight the traffic this morning, but she's here. Welcome. David Oliver, you staying at home in Sydney, or you didn't drive down from up the farm? He's across the road. But oh, that's a mistake. Yes, the red wine would have been flowing. I hope you're well and fit. Just put your hand up if you need a little break. No, we're all good. We've been told we have to be on our game. And then next to David, Katie Kohlenberg, welcome. And you are a previous winner of this category, am I right? You are. Just 2 times. Oh, just 2 times. So, I think she knows what she's talking about. And then waiting in the wings, Selena Rowlandson, Queensland, welcome. And Christopher Thomas, also Queensland. So we've got a broad range of people here, and we'll get, into it and firing. So what we're doing is we're judging this category in 2 sections. The section will be, and I'll read the preamble. This category is intended for images that reflect what domestic photographers sell or aim to sell to their clients. The family category will be judged in 2 sections, family open and family single capture. The category is judged in 2 sections, but however, there is only 1 award. Entries must be commissioned by the family depicted in the entry. It does not have to be the photograph that was sold to the client, but must be from the same photography session. Images of immediate family members are prohibited, but all the triptychs, diptychs, polytychs are permitted. Now, in single capture, I'll read that first because that's what we will be judging first. This section is intended to reward technical and creative excellence in photographing and presenting an authentic representation of a scene without the benefit of creative compositing techniques. Everyone feeling good? We also have some print handlers this morning. Our print handlers are Courtney and John. Good morning to Courtney and John. Look. Do you know, and Courtney and John are both shy and retiring, so we have to try and help them out and get them out of their shell. All right, Courtney and John, you ready out there? Judges, are you ready? Let's have first print, please, in the family category. Patience, grasshoppers. I've got to push a button. All right, let's go. First print, please. Maybe you do. Thank you, judges. Print averages 77. Now, we are going to comment on every print again. And Katie, you were right on 77. Could I get a quick comment?
Sure, yeah, this is a fun little moment. I like the environmental take on, obviously, the connection between this couple. Possibly look at maybe a different crop, because it is a little bit bottom heavy, and your eye kind of pulls down to those rocks along the edge of the print there. So possibly even a vertical crop or a closer crop, still keeping the scene in the shot.
Thank you, Katie. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. We have our first silver award for the day, 80. Yes. I'm going to ask for a comment. So, yes, thanks, Nat.
Yeah, well done to the photographer. This is amazing. To be able to get this many people running and in focus and all those expressions, it's well done, and yeah, well done to the photographer.
Lovely. Thank you, Nat. Let's go next print, please. Thank you, judges. We have an average of 77. Nods all round. Very tight sort of numbers there. David, could I have a comment, please?
Yeah, look, great expressions, well done. But I think you've got to look at the printing, and the skin tones look really muddy, so that could have been handled probably a little bit better in contrast, which would have brought out some detail in there.
Thank you, David. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Scores are in. Print has, by majority, a 79. Ooh, no, I'm going to take David Oliver's challenge because David's at 88 in silver distinction. So, David, there's another silver there. It did average 81, but 3 judges are in that 70 range. So I'll take your challenge, David. Go for it.
Yeah, this is so strong. I mean, it took a while to work out what was actually happening here, but when I did work it out, then, you know, the emotional heartstrings are tugged. But then you go through this picture and you look at expression, the beauty of the printing, a little black kid with a white kid, you know, like beautiful skin tones all the way through on that little Aboriginal boy. It's just exquisite expression. He's doing everything right. He's giving his mate a hug. Wow, yeah, it just tugged on me.
Thanks, David. I might ask Katie for a quick comment. You're at 77.
78.
78, beg your pardon, 78.
Yeah, I see the things that David's just pointed out, and I felt similarly. But I suppose there's a glaring technical issue which stopped me from going into silver, which is where I wanted to go because of the impact and the emotion, and that's that the Aboriginal child's face is not in focus, and I understand that this is, you know, a moment seen and captured quickly, and maybe the aperture choice was not quite right for that particular angle. But it's just unfortunate, you know, in the awards we want to get those things right, and a different aperture would have got them in focus. And it's hard because I can really see that focus is on the boy in the front and the hand, and I just want it to be across both faces.
All right then. Laurie, you were in the silver range.
Yeah, I guess for me, it was an emotional sort of impact that I got when it first turned around, and I knew exactly what was happening there. And I think the thing with this picture is that it is about love, and you can see that it's genuine, and you can see that it's real. And I think the photographer's been able to capture that, even though it's perhaps a little bit softer in the background with the little boy holding on to his friend, sibling, whatever it might be. I think what we're seeing here is something that's really genuine and beautifully captured, and I think the softness actually adds to the whole picture as well, because it is a soft, genuine moment. So I went strong silver at 84. I think silver distinction is well deserving as well, so I'm happy to come up.
All right then, David, back to you for your final word.
Yeah, look, I think if we can just look past that and look at those expressions, if it had been looking into the lens, I would totally agree, you know, being soft in the eyes and so forth. But he's looking away, he's looking down, he's completing that beautiful composition. And I don't think he needs to be pin sharp. I think there is this obsession maybe with sharpness all the way through. He's not, you can see the emotion, which is the most important thing, is what we all look for. And then you've got that great expression on the little fella in the foreground. No, I just love this one. At least a silver. We're on 79. Come on, let's go for it.
All right
We
then.
want silver.
Yeah, thanks, David. Well, it did score 81, but it was that majority score that it got 79, so it's not going to take very much at all. David's score remains. Other judges, please rescore the print. And you got your wish. Well, it's 84, silver award, and we'll go for review. So it still might get a little bit more legs happening in there too. Excellent. Thank you very much. I'm going to hit a button that says next print, which is blank. That's the end of single capture. Okay? Yes, really. Yes, really. So I'm going to push another button that will take us into the family category. Oh, single capture reviews. So just bear with us for a minute or two. We'll see what reviews we may or may not have. There aren't any. So that was yeah, very quick exercise. There are no reviews for single capture. Excellent. But that's going there. That's going next door. That's none for us. So let me push another button. Oh, I beg your pardon. We're fast. We're ahead of the game. So they're still going. We just have to talk amongst ourselves. So what we'll do, Damien, you're at microphone number 1. Pick it up. Tell us about yourself. Tell us your likes, your dislikes.
Yeah, so I'm Damien. I'm from Melbourne. And I'm a portrait photographer. So day to day I'll shoot families and portraits all day. And I've been entering APPA since 2007. And yes, I love this other family of mine. So yeah, on to Laurie.
But should we just point out, especially after our little auction last night, one of your prints went up for auction.
It did.
Because it was a...
It was a silver medalist at the World Photographic Cup.
I know. How good's that?
Along with lots of other legendary Aussies. And we brought home the cup.
Yeah,
so
we did.
Go Aussie.
Frank the Cup. My husband named it Frank. I don't know why. We had to carry Frank around Europe. It wasn't a good name. I hated it. I wanted to be... Yeah, but that... Frank and a dog, but Wally, the World Photographic Cup I wanted. but I was busy in meetings, and he and Sue were taking the cup around Europe, taking photos. Anyway, thanks, Damien, and congratulations. Laurie, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I'm from Canberra. I'm a commercial photographer.
Ooh, oh, yes, there's some Canberrians in the room.
The cool place. Yeah, it is cool, very cool. I think it's snowing there at the moment.
Oh, well, we'll cop that in a day or two. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, so I'm a commercial photographer, but I do enjoy doing some illustrative work. That's, I guess, where my love and my heart goes. Yeah, so that's me. I'm actually very boring. But apparently I have a radio voice, so I'm happy for that.
Okay, a head for radio, is that what they're insinuating? Nat Howe, morning,
Hey there.
welcome.
I'm from Western Sydney, but I haven't been going back and forth and challenging this Sydney traffic. I have been staying nice and local. I photograph newborns, portraits, weddings as my day-to-day job. I own 2 ponies, 2 puppies, a 17-year-old man-child. What else do you want to know?
We've got a beautiful little studio out there
It's
at Wallacia.
adorable,
It's a
yeah.
little like 2-story cottage.
Well, I get random messages from photographers going, "Will you adopt me?" So that's pretty funny. I do love my studio. It's a little dream studio.
And you go out for a visit, because I did. And we
Yeah.
went out for a visit, and the little pony comes and greets you at the gate. It's a little white pony with only one eye.
He's got one eye.
He's
He's
got one eye.
2 foot 5 inches tall. He's extremely little.
He's so pretty.
And he's full of attitude. Yeah, he's very
And he's
cute.
often found in the back of photos of clients.
Yes,
isn't
he likes to photobomb. Frankie the Labradoodle likes to photobomb as well. They all get in the way, but it's all fun as well.
Lovely.
Yep.
Thank you, Nat, and welcome to Sydney town. David, tell us about yourself.
Oh yeah, really looking forward to that. No, I am.
Well, do you like long walks on the beach, reading books?
No.
No.
None of that.
None of that
That's boring. No, I joined the AIPP in I forgot the other 2 numbers.
Well,
It was a long
probably a
time ago.
time before half these people were
We're
born.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get that regularly. So, living now the dream on a farm in the Hunter Valley, shooting landscapes. And we get a few clients coming up from Sydney to have their portraits taken down by the river, which is quite nice. We got a little horse as well, a little Benny, and his mate is my son's horse, which is a red stallion. So it's an interesting mix. And we got 4 Highland Bighorn cattle.
Cows.
Coos. Yeah.
Plus, also, I mean, not on your farm, but you also have like a grandson, and one on the way that I know of. Is
and
there a few and a
and
few
2
others?
granddaughters. Yeah, so Claire's sort of about 4 weeks out. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Another one.
so pretty exciting times.
Don't mind me. I'm just stitching here.
Yeah, that's okay.
I am paying attention. yes. I'm sewing someone's gown.
Okay,
I
I
won't
think-
mention whose, Ollie Dale.
I
I think he partied a little bit too much on the dance floor last night, and the bars started flying off everywhere.
Oh,
Tough gig.
gee. Third world problem. Okay,
Isn't it?
pass over
All
to
right, yes,
Katie.
pass over to Katie. Yes.
Looking forward to it too.
Well, Katie Kohlenberg, a former category PPY in this family category. So tell us about yourself, Katie.
Oh, hello there, everybody.
Morning.
So yeah, this is my 10th APPA.
Nice.
10th year of being a member as well. And
And the husband's listening in out the back, I can see.
making it just extra orkies for me. So I'm a family photographer.
That
I have a
helps.
studio in Canberra. I'm on holidays at the moment for the rest of August, which is lovely.
Nice.
And yeah, I photograph lots of babies and kids and
and your
fun
own and your
times.
own baby who's
I
running
do,
amok
but I
around
don't.
here.
Yes, and I'm the one who comes to APPA with a toddler. Yep. So that's been interesting.
If it's any
He's having a great
consolation,
time.
I did too, but my
Did you?
baby's now 17 and is driving a car. So
Wow.
And the funny thing was, she used to have all these people who loved her and played with her and everything. And I went home, I said, do you remember so-and-so? No. Don't you remember, you did this with so-and-so? No. Okay.
Kids don't remember things as much as you
As
wish
we
they
do,
would.
yes.
Although sometimes that's a good thing.
Well, we usually have photographic evidence of it so that we
Yes.
can use it against them at their 21st birthday parties and things.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, and I'm sure all of our children have lovely photos of themselves.
Yes.
Yes. Excellent.
Yeah, so that's it then.
Welcome. Well, you know what we should do? Keep that microphone on. Selena, come grab the microphone. Tell us about yourself.
Oh, okay. So I'm from Brisbane, and I photograph mainly birth, do a lot of birth, but I also do newborns and family and portraits and stuff as well. I just photographed my first wedding in 6 years recently for a very special family who I did three of their births, and then I did her sister's birth just on Monday night last week.
As you do.
And as you do.
As you
yep.
do.
And then her other sister's wedding was the wedding. So they've adopted me as one of the family, which
Isn't it
is
nice to have repeat customers?
Absolutely.
We love repeat
Yep.
customers.
Yeah, so that was really lovely, and it was amazing actually, after not photographing weddings for 6 years, how the
It's just
photos
Getting on a
were,
horse.
they were even better than the photos I took years ago because I've learnt so much in that time, and a lot of that I think I can put down to being part of the awards and part of the AIPP and learning as much as I have. So
That's a nice plug. Good
Yeah,
work. Good
that's
work.
right.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
brownie point right there. Hand the microphone to Christopher. Because you're new to this sort of judging game. You've been around a little bit.
I've been around on the fringes for a while. I've been
Yeah,
judging
yes.
state for several years.
Yes.
But it's lovely to be down
You get the invite.
in Sydney.
Sydney. Yes. Sydney.
Exactly.
Oi, oi, oi.
Exactly.
Tell
No,
us about yourself, Christopher.
we run a portrait and wedding studio up in Brisbane, going along with the whole American slant and everything for some reason this morning. We're and starting to focus more on family and portraiture in the years to come. And when I'm not imaging with the camera, I'm imaging with an ultrasound machine looking at hearts. So, yes, you'd be surprised how similar the workflow is, except you don't need Photoshop.
Really?
Yes,
How can you look at blood and guts and stuff?
I'm used to it.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd get used to it, but I admire doctors and anyone who works in that health thing. Yes, we've got a runaway child in the room who's found the lolly jar.
Give them the microphone.
We found it. All right. Guess what, everybody? There are no reviews. After all that, we're going to get straight into the open section, I should say. All right, so I'm going to leave this panel here for a little bit, and then we'll get some rotations happening soon. The family open section, entrants may utilise all post-production techniques, including multiple images or elements, in producing their entry. Happy Jans? All right, John and Courtney, you okay? Rock and roll. They do look good. Oh, John's just looking fresh as a daisy. Let's have the first print in family open. Thank you, judges. We have a silver award, 80. Lovely, yes. Laurie, could I ask you for a comment, please? hang on. It's all right, Vanessa. She still has a little bit of an L plate. She's getting there. It's okay. She's got there. Thank
I'm
you.
here?
Yes, you're there.
Congratulations to the photographer. What a cute little quirky representation of a family. Well done.
Thank you, Laurie. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print has averaged 78, and basically all of us are 77 or 78, so we're all in agreement. A comment. Anyone want to comment? David or Nat? Yeah, pick up the microphone. We'll turn it on.
Yeah, I think really do believe the post-production's letting this one down because great location, subject matter perfect, but heavy vignetting into the corners, into the background, and it is quite a distraction. So eliminate that and go for that beautiful backdrop. Doesn't need anything else.
Lovely. Thank you, David. Next print, please. So if you've just joined us this morning, welcome to day 3 of judging. We are judging the family category here in room 5. I'm Kylie Lyons, your panel chair for this session, and hopefully you've recognised my dulcet tones by now. CR Kennedy is our sponsor for this category, so we thank CR Kennedy because they're one of Australia's leading importers and distributors of photographic equipment. There you go. And our judges have scored this print an average of 78. Nods all round. Nat, can you make a comment? Thank you.
I sure can. This is adorable. I awarded this professional practice. For me to take it into the silver range, the skin tones on the two girls on the right, just in the shadows, I'm finding the shadows are just... On the girl on the left, they're perfect, but the shadows on the girls on the right are just a little blocked up, and they're quite harsh, and then they seem to drop into the perfect skin tones in the highlights. But the shadows are, yeah, I would just work on that.
Okay, thank you, Nat. Hopefully very good constructive comments for the photographer. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print has scored 78. I'll accept that score. Damien, would you give us a comment, please?
Yeah, it's a really great little moment here. with the girls and the dog. I think there's been a lot of work put into the image, and I just think if there's a bit more attention paid to the expression, perhaps of the little one on the left, I'm sure there might have been, if perhaps there was another frame, there was a bit more, because there's some craziness going on, and I enjoy the craziness of it, but I just think the girl on the left is a little bit disconnected. So, but yeah, well constructed, and I scored it professional practice.
Thank you, Damien. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. We have another score of 78. So we'll accept that score. And Katie, could I ask for a comment?
Yeah, there's a there's a lovely little connection between the subjects in this image and a beautiful setting and good control of light. I think the printing could do with some work. Possibly a different paper choice might help. Just those trees stand out against each other. There's just quite a lot of heavy blacks, which just a bit distracting from the image.
Thanks, Katie. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. We have, on average, a score of 79. So it will go for review because there's no opportunity for any of our judges to challenge. But I might ask for a comment. Nat, thank you. Oh, but what we'll do... Oh, no, I'm not going to get a comment from you because you were just under. I'm going to get a comment from Laurie, if I may, because I'm going to do multiple things. Nat, I'm going to change you for Selena, and Laurie will talk at the same time. Let's see if we can do it.
Congratulations to the photographer, a beautifully executed family portrait, with also including the goose with a little smile. That was a cute little addition to the portrait. Well done.
Thank you, Laurie. Welcome, Selena. Okay, so we're all ready, feeling good. Next print, please. Guess what? Silver award, 84. So this will actually go for review to see if it will go up to 85 into the next scoring range. But all our judges there, 82 and 83. Very nice. Congratulations to the photographer. Let's get a comment, please. David, are you able to comment on this?
Happy to. Yeah, well, congratulations. It's a different idea, and using a line drawing as a backdrop, I think that's quite clever. Enjoyed the composition, so well done. Hopefully it gets silver distinction.
Indeed. Life yet. Next print, please. Right. An average here of 83. Silver award. Thank you, Katie. I will take your challenge. Katie's out on 88. Now, all the other judges are 81 or 82.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got a little bit of work to do, but not too much. This has got a really high impact. Straight away, I guess it's the colour and the pose, and then when you get in closer, it's the expression. I've seen this image before, and it's interesting how I walked up to it and I waited for it to see if it would hit me the same way that it did when I first looked at it, and it did. There's an expression in this girl's face, in her eyes particularly, which is really intense and quite haunting. And obviously, it's telling a story. We've got the book title. We've got her amazing red hair, which is without a doubt the most dominant feature that you're going to see on her. But it's that look in the eyes which tells us a lot more about her story, about her feelings, and about her strength. And I think it's a classic pose which has been beautifully executed, and the printing is outstanding. There's absolutely nothing you could really pick apart at all about this. And so for me, it's more than just a silver. It's got that next level of communication and superior skill, and I really think it's worthy of a silver distinction.
Okay, Selena, could I hear from you, please? You were at 81.
Yeah, I was at 81. I'm going to be coming up, Katie, because I agree. It has, and the more I look at it, the more it's got this just glaring, like those eyes just eat into you. There's something about that expression. I think the main thing that held me back was that just the positioning of that front hand with the finger sort of sticking up. I'm finding that hard to get past. But yeah, look, I'll be coming up. I don't think it's enough to keep it out of silver distinction, so I'll come up.
All right. If our other judges don't have anything to add, nothing to add what's been said? No? All right. Katie, you get a right of reply.
Yeah, that finger's interesting actually, because I sort of see it like she's pointing at herself, and she's sort of saying, "Here I am, look at me. This is what I've been through." So I actually think it enhances it. It was possibly deliberate. If it wasn't deliberate, it's like a subconscious thing, and that adds more to it. So I think we're there. Silver distinction.
Okay. It's currently averaging 83, so judges rescore. Except Katie, you can sit back, relax, wait and see what happens. Ooh. See, I see the numbers come in, and ooh. I think you got your wish. Silver distinction, 86. Very good. Excellent. And on that note, Katie, we're going to make this a fast game's a good game. I'm going to give you a rotation, and we're going to bring in Christopher Thomas. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has scored 81, Silver Award. And we are working as a team again today, guys. You know, nice compact numbers, so we're all on the same wavelength. Now, I have it here that you're Chris, but on your name tag it says Christopher. Are we either? It doesn't. Well, don't say you're easy because I'll take advantage. Well, Chris, give us a comment because you're on 82.
What it put into silver for me was it's a lovely constructed image. It's printed beautifully. The intent on that dog who wants to launch at those chips. I was actually a little worried for the little girl next to him. His eye was fairly fixed quite intently on those, I'm assuming it's chips thrown in the air. So it gave me that element of suspense.
Lovely. Thank you, Chris. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print has averaged 81, Silver Award. Yeah. Clapping, nodding, excellent. Let's ask David. Can I ask for a comment?
Yeah, congratulations. It's a lovely picture of this little, probably 7 or 8 year old just dancing around on a hill at sunset, multi-exposure, and all the exposures worked. I think the silhouette works with the highlights and just that middle hand just dropping into the sun. Yeah, it's kind of quirky. I love this. Well done.
All right, thank you, David. Next print, please. Thanks, John. Next print, please. And Corey. Yes. All right, team. Print has averaged 82, Silver Award. Thank you, Laurie. Challenging on 87. The other judges, 80, 82, 82, 78.
This is one of those images that pulled straight into my heart. I'm a mother of multiples, so I went into this picture thinking this is pretty emotional and beautiful for me, because this is something that you don't get to see all that often, is a moment where mum's relaxed and enjoying a moment with her children, because it's very rarely like that. And I'm sure that when the mother would have seen this image, she would have been so excited. Everything in this picture has been thought out. We've included all the little gadgets that the mother would be using on a daily life, and it's a beautiful memory to have as well. I think the photographer has thought about a quiet moment that would normally be quite chaotic and made it quite beautiful in the scene. It's been well executed, it's been printed beautifully. I've put it into the silver distinction range because I think this is a really beautiful moment that deserves to have an award above a silver.
All right then. Chris, you knew I'd come to you. You're at 78.
I did. I awarded this extremely solid professional practice. I enjoy the image. I don't have the benefit of having raised twins, so I understand I didn't quite get the same impact that you probably did. It is nicely printed. I did think it was a tad over sharpened in places, if I'm going to be critical, which is probably why I didn't put it up any higher, but I'm certainly listening.
All right then. Damien, you were sort of nodding around there. Can I hear from you, please?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I agree it's beautifully printed, and I may have been a bit harsh myself, and it's great to hear, from Laurie's perspective and a mum's perspective, as a guy, I think it's a beautiful moment, and I agree, it's really well thought out, and I'll be coming up.
All right then. If we've got no other comments there, we'll go back to Laurie. Right of reply.
Yeah, I guess I didn't hear any disagreement with coming up to a silver distinction, so let's go.
Excellent. Well, the current average is 82, so judges, please rescore. And Laurie can sit back on 87 for a moment. And Laurie, you got your wish, 85, silver distinction. Wish you had one like that. There you go. You should have probably, got this photographer, commissioned them. Yeah, how old are you? 23. Do it. Yes. Lovely. All three. You got What, you got triplets? Oh, my. You should have. There you go. Well, you are amazing. Thank you, judges. Let's go next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print has scored 78. Do you want to have a chat?
Yeah,
All right,
I
David.
should.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there right on the fence here at 83, but I gave it the silver for, just the idea, the Polaroid transfer. I like those multiple exposures sort of drifting off into the shadow. What drew me back from going high was the lighting on her face, on the subject. And that was the only thing that I could find that I could fault, really. Everything else was kind of interesting, but I'm pulling it down now. Stop doing that. I'd like you to join me on silver.
All right. Well, let's ask Selena. Can I hear from you, please?
Yeah, I guess I didn't understand the technique and the reason for doing what the photographer has done with this image, particularly with such a lovely pose. Maybe if those multiple exposures or the shadows in the background had have had different expressions, or it talked about the challenges of pregnancy, in addition to in addition to the nice pose. I think that's what I've pulled it down for.
All right. Damien, can I ask for a comment from you, please? You were just under silver.
Yeah, I scored it just under silver, maybe even because I couldn't forgive the mud, the kind of cloudy muddiness of it. But I really like concept, so I was right on that border of should I or shouldn't I. So look, yeah, I think it's absolutely professional practice, and I'm sure the client loved it. I just technically let me down a little.
All right, David, right of reply.
Yeah, look, totally agree with all those comments. It was that Polaroid transfer that sort of I enjoyed. Sort of look back into the past, I guess. But there was definitely faults with lighting, and that's why I scored it just into that low silver category. Composition was interesting, going out with, the past few months maybe behind her, heading into the light. So that's why I was reading it.
Okay, thanks, David. You're on 83, and it is averaging 78. So, judges, please rescore. A little bit of movement. We've got a silver, 80. Yeah. Yeah. Even John thought that was good. I heard him clapping. Good clapping, John. Thank you. Next print, please. It was very glovey, yes. All right, we're judging the family category this morning, sponsored by CR Kennedy. And on our panel is Damien Bowerman, Laurie Cicchini, Selena Rollinson, David Oliver, and Christopher Thomas. Right. Average score here is 83. But wait, Selena, she told me this morning she will put her hand up strong and fast. 88 for Selena, so that means she can challenge. Go for it.
I've given this a silver distinction because I think this is an adorable little collection of images. And this talks about child's play and the way that children create their own stories and their own interactions. The fact that not one of these images, this child is looking at the camera, means that he's just so engrossed in what he's doing. And between the story of, the child but also the story of the bear. In the last image, the bear, it almost looks like he's gleefully collecting the shoe on the stick. They're having this beautiful interaction. And I also love the bottom left and the expression and joy on that child's face. So I think it's been masterfully put together and it's beautiful. And I've given it a silver distinction as a result.
All right then, David, I'll ask you for a comment. David's on 75.
Yeah, I must admit, I wasn't as excited as the rest of you on this one. I thought it was too repetitive all the way through. There wasn't enough difference in those images, so I think 3 could have done the job. The distraction for me was the background, that muddy sort of grey background, and the carpet sort of going through the bottom third. I just felt there was too much difference in background, with foreground and the background. So that was my problem, but I'm sort of happy you guys are enjoying it.
Well, after Laurie was just, wrecking the joint, I'm going to ask her for a comment because she was in the silver distinction range too.
I was trying to get your attention.
It worked.
Look, I'm with you, Selena. I'm also silver distinction because I was actually having a conversation with the child as I was looking through each one of those images. In my head, I was the little child, basically. So, I really enjoyed the little storyline that was going on here, and I felt that the shoe, and you talked about the muddiness of the carpet down the bottom. I felt that the shoes in the bottom 3 images actually broke that up a little bit, and the eye went to where those shoes were. So, I'm still silver distinction, and I'm encouraging also with Selena for everyone to come up and join us.
All right. Well, Chris has something poco.
I'm still listening, Selena. I put in solid silver at 83. What I did enjoy was it's not just a set about the little boy and his bear. It actually brings Dad into it because the little boy has every image, and this is possibly contradicting what you were going with, David, but every image, he's got a different thought. There's one where he's actually a bit bored going, oh crap, is this fishing expedition going to actually yield anything? Next one, he's looking down at the bear with admiration. Then there's another one of excitement. There's another one of excitement for the bear actually found a fish, shoe, etc. I actually really enjoyed the progression of emotion that went through, and I'm making this up, but this could quite possibly have happened the week before with his father out on the fishing expedition when they were camping or something along those lines. So I just loved how just something so simple managed to collect such an enormous amount of not emotion, just different thoughts and expressions and family life into something quite
Thanks,
simple.
Chris. Yeah, excellent. We'll go back to Selena, right of reply.
Yeah, Laurie, I'm so glad you mentioned that because I'm sitting here with a little dialogue going, in my head, imagining this child, and it gives me chatter without it being, obviously there's no audio attached with a print, but there's little chatter. I've got a 4-year-old and she sits there and she'll just sit there and she'll play and talk and to just sit and listen to them is just adorable. And so that's what I'm doing with this, like the first image is like just sitting there quietly, and then the next one it's like, hey little bear, what are you doing? Have you got a fish yet? And then it's like, oh my God, there's a fish. And then look, bear, you've got a fish too. And so I can hear that little chatter in my head, and that's why I've given it a silver distinction.
And that's now gone into David's ear. and he's hearing it as well. All right, well, let's rescore then. So Selena's score is of 88 stays, and our other judges can enter a new number if they wish, but please rescore now. The current average is 83. All right, whether it was to shut Selena up chatting in your ear, David, or whatever's happened, we've moved up to silver distinction, 85. Excellent. Quick judge change too. Laurie, let's have a break. And one person who we haven't mentioned is on our panel because she's a late starter, Kelly Tunney, all the way from ACFT via Hawaii. Welcome. Next print, please. Family category. All right, judges, prints up. Selena, shh, I'll get you in trouble. Now, CR Kennedy is one of Australia's leading importers and distributors of photographic equipment. Their head office is in Melbourne, but they do have branch offices in Adelaide, Brisbane, Cairns, Perth and Sydney. And they have great brands including Phase One, Profoto, Sigma, Ilford and, of course, many other leading brands. So go and support our sponsors because they keep supporting us, which we do appreciate. And judges, this print has scored 79. It will go for review because there's no opportunity for anybody to challenge. But Damien's nodding at me, so that means I'm going to get a comment from you, if I may, please.
Yeah, I scored this in the silver. I thought it was kind of something unique I haven't seen. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the colour palette, and I just think it was a bit of a brave move to light it that way and, yeah, show us this perspective of what a lot of families would be doing every night. So, congratulations.
Right. Thank you. We'll hope that perhaps it will go up to the award range next door. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print has averaged 77. Thank you. Selena, could I ask for a quick comment from you, please?
Yeah, it's a nice family portrait. I think the grasses takes away from the family, and it's very blocked up. So maybe a little bit more attention to printing, and yeah, good professional practice. So yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. We appreciate your comments. Next print, please. Yes. Thank you, judges. We have an average score of 82, silver award. Yeah. And you look surprised there. You went, oh, happy days. Excellent. A comment. I'm going to ask Kelly for a comment. Perhaps, do you have anything that you could offer to the photographer, perhaps?
I was on 78. I think the expression for me didn't quite match everything else that was going on. And I think probably sort of the background, I think it's just, I know it's a texture and a technique, but I think it was just a little bit lost, and there's some things in there that I would be looking at, and that probably would have helped overall for me.
Thanks, Kel. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Again, consistent scoring, average of 77. Excellent. I'll ask for a comment. Selena, thank you.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit of a missed opportunity. Great idea, and I encourage the photographer to keep exploring this option. What I think's possibly held it down is just a bit of overworking. There's some overworking in the hair and on the skin tones and clothing and stuff. So yeah, but keep exploring this because there's some great ideas in this.
Lovely, thank you. I failed to mention I'm going to do a judge change all at the same time. Damien, I'm going to give you a quick break. Nat Howe, you're back on, girlfriend. Let's go. Next print, please. Good morning to everyone who is listening in online. Hello to you listening at home, and if you're clever enough to Googleize my phone number, send me a message and let me know what you're doing and I'll give you a shout out. But I'm not advertising my phone number anymore. You've got to be clever enough to find me. And some people do, and they send me a message but don't tell me who they are. Yeah, I'm going, who the hell is this? Bit of fun. Thank you, judges. This print has averaged 76. And again, nice tight numbers. So let's ask Nat, you've just come back on the panel. Give us a comment.
Yeah, sure. I feel with this image, to bring it up, just look at how you shot it. I have a feeling this was actually photographed quite underexposed. So when they've pulled the image, there's just a little bit of separation with the blacks. The dog is also getting lost in that, the background, and also the expression. It would be really nice to actually see what they're looking at or have a connection between the dog and the woman.
Lovely. Thank you, Nat. Next print, please. So we're judging family category, and we're doing lots of judge changes and keeping everyone fresh this morning. So Natalie Howe is in seat number 1, then Kelly Tunney, Selena Rowlandson, David Oliver and Chris Thomas. My name is Kylie Lyons, and beside me is Vanessa McCauley. Morning all. Monday morning here in Sydney. Supposed to be 20 degrees today. Yes, I know. We're stuck in here watching pictures, but... All right, the image in front of us here, judges, has averaged 79. So it will go for review. Happy with that score? All right, we'll accept the score. A comment then. Let's ask Chris. You're on 82.
Well captured. Beautiful skin tones on her face. I didn't go any higher, though. She started to get a little bit magenta on the arm, but otherwise there's detail in every aspect of the image. None of it's blocked up. None of it's too bright. Hello. It's and to get obviously both, the dog to behave like that is something I just can't do.
That's all right. Thank you, Chris. Next print, please. Does everyone here know Bruce? Yeah. Hi, Bruce. Hi, Bruce. Bruce Moyle is all the way from Tasmania and is flitting around this weekend doing some videoing. And last year, I know the video you produced was awesome. Wasn't it you? Just take it then, because I thought it was great. Take it. It's fantastic. And he's a nice guy too, you know. Knows his stuff. He's an IT bit of a guru. Yeah. Rescue man. Like Rescue Remedy. Rescue Remedy Bruce. Oh. I have a badge maker. We could make him a badge. Yes. Yes. All right, and we're judging the family category this morning, and this is open. So, thank you, judges. Print has averaged 78, and David's already there. He's challenging on 84. Just letting you know, David, all the other judges are 78, 78, 76 and 75.
Yeah, this print made me laugh on the run through. And it's just that emotional impact that works, and the idea and the little naughty child taped to the wall. I know it's a construct, but hey, it works for me anyway. And then you've got the family and the colours and the little swing of the hip from the little girl in the yellow dress. You've got nice placement of background, and foreground is sort of quite limited, looks like grass. But I'd just like to see it get over the line, this one, because just for the humour and the quirkiness and expressions on priceless on the two girls.
All right, I'm going to ask Nat for a comment, please.
Hello. Hey. I actually really feel this is a missed opportunity. The pose, the idea to me is actually gold, but the post-production and the printing is professional practice. There's so much here that could be done to bring this image up into award standards and even higher. So if the photographer's listening, go back to this image and, you know, re-edit, reprint, and just see what you come up with, because this is definitely amazing. It just, the printing and the post-production just let it down.
Okay, then. Another comment, maybe Kelly? No, agree. All right, nothing else to add, Selena, Chris? Same, we're all agreeing. All right, David, I'll hand it back to you then.
I'm bringing it home. I love Elliot Irwitt's quote, you know, technique counts for nothing unless you can see. And this is a seeing picture. So I'm ignoring, maybe there are a few little quirks in the post-production, but I'm looking at the image. I'm looking at the emotion. I'm looking at the idea. I'm looking at that little girl taped to the wall. And for the emotion, the idea of the two girls, mum and dad, they're just standing there thinking, what are we doing with this photographer taping our child to the wall? So I'm looking at the humour, and that's why I've given it 84.
Yeah, all right then. Well, you sit
few
back,
more
David.
points.
Yeah, let's see what the others think about it now. Rescore, please, judges. It has moved to 79, so it will go for review. We'll leave it to the judges in the other room. I just saw the Aldi Epic reminder. I don't know if anyone, sorry, I watch a little bit of TV. Too soon? Too soon. Okay then. We'll accept that score and ask for the next print, please. And I'd just like to mention to everyone that Vicky Pappas is listening in online down there in Melbourne. Hello, Vicky. Everyone says hello back to you. But you know what she says? She says, and I quote, "I miss you all. Should have got my beep up there. Good luck, everyone. Enjoying watching online. but it doesn't compare to being there. Sending lots of love. Bless. Love you, Vicky. Next time, yeah, get your beep up here. All right, so we're judging the family category here in room 5. And team 5, I think, is just on fire. We're going so good. Once Selena gets her score in, we'll be going even better. And the print has averaged 79. Right, yes. Okay. Well, I'll accept the score of 79, meaning it will go for review again. Comment, Selena, thank you.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen this this do better. I think the post-production has really let it down. A great moment though, and very well seen by the photographer and to capture that frame. But yeah, a little bit of work on post-production.
All right then, thanks. Appreciate the comments. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print scores 82. We have a silver award. Excellent. Nods all round, which is great. A comment, please, Nat. Are you able to? No, you know what we're going to do. Actually, we'll do swapsies and talkies all at the same time. So what I'll do, I'm going to ask Kelly for a comment, and I'm going to give David a toilet break and get. I know you by now, David. You've been around since how long? So David Oliver gets a toilet break. Katie Coldenberg comes back on, and we get Kelly to talk.
Hey, sweet colour harmony throughout, all the reds and the greens coming through. A few things sort of probably off to the left, lighten that up. It's probably maybe needs to be not as big as well.
Okay. Thanks, Kel. Appreciate it. Let's go next print, please. Welcome back, Katie. Welcome. I keep singing the Welcome Back Cotter song. Welcome back. The dreams are Welcome back. Now we're showing our age. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Dan, what'd you do to your arm? Dan O'Day is sitting here, left arm in a pretty massive sling. And I know what he did. He was surfing a shark. I know. He was surfing a shark and did the rotator cuff. Was that in Lake Burley Griffin you were surfing the shark? 10-footers, yeah. Did the shark survive? Glad to see you here though, Dan. Great to be here. All right, judges. This has an initial score of majority 79. Thank you, Chris. I am going to take your challenge. For your information, it did average 80, but 3 of your fellow judges have scored it in that high 70 range, I should say. I beg your pardon. So that's why hence 79 majority. Chris is on 88. Go for it, Chris.
I thought I'd only be talking up one category, not 2, but that's all right. This is a fantastic construct. All of the usual messages. She's a little tornado. She can talk underwater. It's absolutely beautiful. It's printed wonderfully. You can see that the expression matches all of the subliminal message that are coming through the image. There is a lot of expert level communication forwarded through this print. I would like to hear why no one's at least in the silver range. Is there anyone else in there? Yeah, come with me. So please explain to me why this isn't in silver, because this definitely deserves deserves silver distinction that there's for the superior communication in this.
All right, we'll ask Nat because she's in the professional practice range.
Yeah, I think I was a little harsh on this, and I will definitely be going up, because as soon as I heard you speak and I was looking at that print, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't get that. So yeah, she is a little tornado and can talk underwater, and I understand how hard it is to photograph underwater, although I don't do it. I'm smart enough to realise that is extremely difficult. So I will be, hopefully I am, I will be going up. So thank you for, just enlightening me on this image.
All right, hand the microphone to Kel because you were in the silver range.
Yeah, totally agreement with Chris there too. But I'm just sort of enjoying the shape of it too, and we're sort of taken down, and we've got that sort of heaviness at the bottom that kind of helps even it out as well. So just to add to what you said, I mean, I'm in silver. I don't know about going up to silver distinction, but yeah, good discussion.
All right then. Nothing to add for Selena or Katie. You're good. Chris, right of reply.
Oh, we're nearly there. Come on, guys. Everything works in this. The expression matches all the other things I was talking about. There's detail everywhere. The bubbles above her. There's nothing that isn't frantic in this print. Everything works beautifully. It's a silver distinction.
All right, well, let's go. So current majority is 79, and Chris is on 88, and he wants more. Please, sir, I want some more. More? You got 83. You got a silver award. Hey, well done. All right, we'll accept that score. Congratulations to the photographer. Next print, please. Shortly for Nat. So I thought. Oh, well, David, it's all right. Okay, by majority, we have a score of 84. So, yeah, good clap, but there's still more, Damien. There's still more because Selena wants more because she scored it in the gold range, actually. She has scored 90, so I'll accept your challenge, Selena. Letting you know, it did average 85, but you've got 3 judges there in that silver range.
Yeah, I sat with this for a while, and I think most of us sat with this for a while, and I've given this a gold because I think that there is so much in this. This is an expression and an illustration of the struggle that women go through as mums. That's the self-love versus the self-hate. And I think what really pulled me up with this is the love of that child. That child doesn't care what their mother looks like. Their child doesn't. They love their mother, that lady, for who she is. And that's changed her whole perspective of herself. And I think that's part of what children do, in a way. And so I really resonate with this as a mum of 4. Really resonate with this because going backwards and forth and in my mind. I do it, and a lot of women do it, and we see it a lot. in society, you know, women always wanting to improve themselves. So I've given it a gold. I really enjoyed the way it's been presented to us. And you know, that chaos of the extra images in the background provides, you know, it provides those different thoughts that goes through the head. You know, this conscious versus the subconscious. So that's why I'm in the gold, and I'd love to see you come up with me.
All right then, Chris, I will ask you for a comment.
I scored this in very solid silver level. I understand the meaning through the thing. You do see it a fair bit lately, which is wonderful. What I did award it for specifically was the presentation that it's been laid out for us, starting with small images, and they grow to go left to right, and then slowly get a bit bigger and a bit larger. That I'm connecting that with her self-esteem. So that's why I've gone easily into silver. I'll probably come up. I do need to hear more why I need to go into gold, though. I'm not quite there.
All right then, well, let's see if Nat's got anything to add.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Chris. The paper choice is amazing for this image. The way this has been printed, the way this has been, you know, put together for us. And you can see, though, I'm not going to repeat what you just said, but yeah, the image is smaller, going up to bigger. Her confidence is growing. I gave this a solid silver. I feel very comfortable giving this a silver distinction. I'm not sure about gold, but I will be going up to the silver distinction range. This is stunning.
All right then, anything else to add, Kelly or Katie, or you're happy with what's been said? All said. All right, Selena, right of reply.
Okay, so nothing that's been said there was nothing negative in those comments at all. And I think, you know, we look at gold and we talk about superior level or exceptional level of communication, outstanding visual communication, interpretation, emotional impact. The technique is fantastic. The paper choice is just beautiful. I agree completely. And, you know, in this particular category, we are looking for, you know, images that are, you know, are going to stay with us forever. And gold is something that it sticks with you forever. And I think that this is one of those images that I will always remember. And so I've given it that. I really think it deserves a gold. It's really innovative in this category, and it's really brave of the photographer, and it's been communicated beautifully. So let's go gold, guys. It's worth it. It deserves it.
All right then, let's rescore. The majority is 84 at the current point in time, at this current point in time. Selena's on 90. And it's moved definitely to 88. Solid silver distinction. Very well done. On that note, Nat Howe, rotate, girlfriend. We're going to bring in Laurie Cicchini. Come on back. Bye. So the panel is Laurie Cicchini, Kelly Tunney, Selena Rowlandson, Katie Kohlenberg, and Chris Thomas. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print scores 78. Challenge there from Chris. Thank you. You are a little bit on your own on 83 because the other judges are 77, 77, 77, 76.
Oh, thank you. I've gone. I've put it into a solid silver. Everything in this is that there's a lot of intent. And on the photographer's part to create this portrait. It nearly reminds me of a caricature because he or she has gone with a nice wide lens. The teeth stick, the beautiful set of white teeth stick right out in your face. It's got an amazing expression. There's also information. The short sleeves. He's got a few freckles. Even though there's black and white, I get a lot of colour information coming to me. It's just a wonderful. I'm an old school type of photographer, so the lighting is exemplary, and it's just a wonderful portrait that says a lot about this boy.
All right, then. We appreciate those comments. Any one of our other judges could make a comment. Kelly, thank you.
Yeah, I'm with you on the expression. I'm buying it. Like it's authentic. It feels very real. I think just it's that separation between the subject and the background, and it's getting sort of a bit greyish and a bit flattish, I suppose, and probably a little bit hot on the left side for me. And there's just two tiny little technical things, but I'm close to silver though, so yeah.
Okay. Anything else to add from our other judges? Yeah, Katie, give us a quick comment.
Yeah, I agree with everything that you said as well, Chris. I just feel that this is a really great example of everyday professional practice and the sorts of results that we, as family photographers should be giving our clients. And it's obviously a good example of something that, is quite touching, so it's easy to relate to, but I don't see it in the silver range because it just doesn't have that next level of, above and beyond for me.
All right, then back to you, Chris. Right of reply.
No, I'm hearing you. It's something we should be doing every day. But I do think this has been done to the level where a lot aren't able to do this, bringing it into silver range. I'm okay with the single light source. I am a stickler for chocked up blacks and too much, black negative space on matte paper, yada, yada, yada. But I think it's done very subtly, and I'm actually quite happy with that, so that doesn't bother me much at all. Beautiful, beautiful portrait.
All right, then let's rescore then. So Chris is on 83. And it has moved to 79. So it will go for review, and there might be a little bit of legs left in it. So thank you, judges. And good conversation, and hopefully it helps the photographer. Next print, please. All right, on average, we have a score of 84, Silver Award, which will go for review again. So we're giving them some work to do next door at the end of the category. Happy with that score? All good. A comment then. Who shall we ask for? A comment. Kelly, loving it. Thanks for volunteering.
Look, my pleasure. Just a cool representation of something a bit different to what goes into our crazy photographer's head, I suppose. So I enjoy it for that sort of innovation. I would have liked to have seen maybe the top sort of presented a bit differently. I just think it's just been placed there, some more space or something like that, just to probably bump it up a bit. But great concept and well done.
All right. On that note, Selena, I'm going to give you a break and get Damien Bowerman back on. And congratulations to the photographer. Nice silver with the chance of going next door for more. Next print, please. This is the family category, sponsored by C.R. Kennedy. I'm just going to change my judge here. So Natalie is not there anymore, and Laurie is in her spot. All right, so our panel now, we've got Laurie Cicchini up in seat number 1, then Kelly Tunney, Damien Bauerman, Katie Kohlenberg and Chris Thomas. This is room 5 with the A team. Yes. Oh, yeah. Funny that. Lots of families in Canberra, mate. Oh, yes. Damien, you're out of it. You've got no glasses. Oh, yeah. Everyone's wearing glasses except Damien, so that's right. He's cool. All right, this print in front of us, judges, has just averaged 79. Laurie would like to challenge. I will take that challenge on 85. There is an 80 there, and then 77's all around. I know, wow. Let's have a chat.
Wow, geez. What have I seen that you guys haven't seen? I wonder. Well, I guess when I went up to it, I was hoping that those hands were all going to be different, and they were. So I guess I sort of felt that it gave me a really beautiful, soft way of showing all the family that's around this baby that's just come into this world. Looks like it's a newborn. It's been beautifully photographed. The printing of it is exquisite. I really couldn't fault it, and so I was really quite confident in putting it into a silver distinction. So I'd be interested to hear how you guys viewed it, and love to address them.
Okay, hand the microphone to Kelly, thanks.
Same kind of thing. There's some masterful stuff happening right in the centre of this image. But for me, you can see the baby's top head where just this sort of fall off focusing, there's something happening there, and that's so dominant with that sort of positioning of the baby's head just being a little bit too far down, is that all we're seeing is the top of the head. And it's sort of taking away from all the beautiful hand sort of emotional stuff going in there. So, yeah, that's why I gave it 77, because there's something going on there.
All right. I'm going to ask Damien for a comment because you were in the silver range.
Yeah, I put it just in silver. You're right. I almost like the bottom half of the image more than the top half, because I agree. The top of the baby's head was why I didn't go up any further. But I wanted to applaud. Yeah, it was well treated and printed. But yeah, probably the baby's head being down was just a little distracting for me.
All right then, Laurie, back to you for right of reply.
I guess it's one of those difficult situations too, because babies that small aren't really going to be having their head up, and you start moving their head around too, it doesn't look so natural. I mean, this is the sort of shape that the baby's going to be in, and maybe perhaps the focus was somewhere else, and that's why we're getting a little bit of that softness. I think for this particular image, it's one of those ones that the soft focus on the head perhaps isn't such a detrimental sort of way of being able to impact this image. I think, even a strong silver, but I am still quite confident with my silver distinction. So if we could come up a little bit and just reward the photographer for this print would be great.
All right, thanks for that, Laurie. We'll rescore. Laurie's score of 85 remains. The current average is 79. And we do have a score of 80 now, so it has received silver. Thank you, judges. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print scores 80, silver award. You may say something, Laurie.
I'm scared.
You're scared?
I think, so well done to the photographer for the 80. I would have really loved to have come up a little bit more with this. I was just a little bit confronted by the message that I was getting from it. So maybe have a look at reviewing this possibility, but I think you've got a really great concept, but yeah, I don't know. That was my sort of comment.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. We'll accept the score. Next print, please. All right, we'll get some scores in, please, judges. And the print score's 79. Another one for review. We'll send that next door to see how it goes. So we're going to try two things, a judge change and a comment. So Katie, I'm going to rotate you for David Oliver. Katie and Kelly, I'm getting all the kiss around. I know. I'm going to get Kelly Tunney for a comment. Thanks, Kel.
Yeah, a few technical things. I'm finding it sort of a little bit dark, I think, between the separation. But yeah, for me, just sometimes these messages are just pushed a bit too far, I guess. It's sort of too much on a plate, if that makes sense. So sometimes pulling back and making less is more in the message works better for me. So,
all right then.
yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate the comments. Welcome back, David Oliver. He's weed and teed, so he's ready to go again. Weed, that's what we do. Next print, please. I'll change our system and put David back in. Right, okay. So family category, ladies and gentlemen, we're here in room 5 on day 3, of course. Now, this family category is sponsored by CR Kennedy, who's one of Australia's leading importers and distributors of photographic equipment, with offices basically in just about every major city in Australia: Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane, Perth, Sydney and Cairns. And they are one of the biggest importers and wholesalers of photographic equipment. So support our sponsors so they can support us. Thank you, judges. Print averages 83, silver award. Very tight numbers again. A comment, please. Chris, yeah? The eyebrows raised means, yeah, I'll have a chat.
I enjoyed the not so much the quirkiness, but the baby mirrors, or it's clear they're related. It was just that the expression on the baby, I think she is going to be grow up to be just as quirky as its mum and grandmother. Everything just worked for me. So well done.
Lovely, and a nice silver to reward it. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Scores are in. We have a majority score of 84. Thank you, Kelly. Kelly's on 92. It did average 85. You have 3 judges there in that lower silver range. So go for it, Kelly, on 92.
Just makes you smile. Something so innovative and cool and quirky and humour. Like, just look at this little kid is in his absolute element, but how the photographers have put this together is exceptionally well done. Looking at making sure, you know, those sort of composites and all the sort of cutting and pasting is brilliant. It's all perfectly done. The kitcher for me is the little dinosaur that the kid's on. Look at the expression on that face. It's just like, yeah, it's alive and fun. But thanks, Augie. But I love just, it looks like the cover of a book. It looks like something that this kid would just love as a big poster on his wall and would remember this moment growing up. But just looking at every single character of all those crazy dinosaurs, it's comical. I think so innovative and something we've never seen before. Beautiful presentation, beautiful printed. Yeah, I'm going for gold.
All right, well, I'm going to lean over to David Oliver. Can I get a comment, please?
Yeah, firstly, I've judged this one before, so I'm glad we're talking about it because I want to go up now after seeing it again. It is quirky, it's fun, it's Braveheart leading the charge, going into battle with all the troops behind him. That's how I'm reading this. It's just a fun, quirky picture with great construction. Colour is exquisite all the way through. How the photographer found all those dinosaurs and got them all in scale all the way down through the ranks is quite phenomenal. So, yeah, I think this deserves a little bit more than what I gave it anyway.
All right, thanks, David. I'll go to Laurie because you're in the silver distinction range.
Yeah, I'm in support of Kelly here, just slightly behind her. But I'm really enjoying this picture as well, and I think the photographer's done a really well executed the composition of it and the actual composite elements of this has been put together really well too. So yeah, I'm still listening. Kelly?
All right then. Damien, anything to add? Or Chris, anything small? Boko? No? Yes? I'll give it, because we're talking gold here. She wants gold, so...
I want to hear more. I do think I've underscored it at least a smidge. I do. The construct was beautiful. You get these beautiful triangular lines in the negative space and in the positive space. It is playful. I just want to hear more about more reasons to put it in that 90 plus range. Otherwise, well done.
All right then, I'll go back to Kelly, right of reply.
You know what, as well, it's relevance sometimes, because we're at these awards and sometimes you just feel like this photographer's done this thing for what they think that we might like. Like, if you go into that kid, he's wearing a dinosaur hat, he's wearing a dinosaur jacket, he's so into it. This is about this child, so it's not just someone doing something clever, it's got a reason, you know, so that just pushes it even further for me. But it's just so palatable as well, like it's just got so much vibrancy to it, but it's just the right amount of balance in all those colours and the way that it's been, you know, the little pops of orange and things like that. Like, that's attention to detail that's incredibly high standards. So just if I can just give you that for the relevance of that child and what that must mean to him, that's pretty cool. So yeah.
All right, well, let's rescore. So Kelly's on 92. The current majority score is 84. Yeah, just waiting on David to come in. There he is. Guess what, Kel? We got a gold award. 90. And every one of our judges moved up, and some moved quite significantly too. So well done, good chat. And I think, David, you asked where would the photographer get these dinosaurs? Probably from the kids' cupboard, because they love their dinosaurs. Well done, team. Let's go next print. Thank you, judges. Print scores 81, silver award. Yeah. And a comment, please. Perhaps, yeah, Kel, thank you.
Yeah, I gave it 82. I would have scored this a little bit higher as well. I think for the printing, it's very faint, but there's some circly bandy thing happening, and I don't think it's part of the sky. So it's just paying attention to the extra stuff for getting it further with printing.
Awesome. Thank you, Kelly. Next print, please. One thing I hate is you see. Thank you, judges. We have another silver award, 81. And again, tight numbers. A comment. Let's ask. Everyone's avoiding me. You're on fire, Kel. You want to? No, why not? If you've got something to say, let's hear it. Give us a comment.
I would have liked it not so soft and not so delicate, I think. And also, just in the floor, the foreground, whatever, there's some pretty prominent green and magenta banding happening as well. So again, a printing thing.
Printing thing. All right. Thank you very much. Next print, please. Okie doke. Majority score, 84. Oh, and he's fist pumping. David Oliver's on 94.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
absolutely.
Can I stop you first?
Yeah.
You are 10 points away from the announced score. This is an automatic challenge.
Only get one go.
You only get one go, so make it good. Make it good. So I'll accept the challenge. Now, here's the thing. Because if I accept your challenge, it's automatic. The system wants an automatic. It averaged 86, but majority score 84. Hence, if I hit that button... No. It's from the announced score, and the announced score is majority 84, so you're 10 points away. It is an automatic challenge. You can speak once, but you're not alone. There's another gold score there, so I might mean that everyone will be able to say something, okay?
Well, I have to go first.
You have to go first. So do it good and do it justice. Thank you, David.
Yeah, so, yeah, this is quite amazing. An Irish dancer, perfectly positioned in every single situation, and they have their hands by their sides. They're not allowed to move their hands, so that's why you've got this perfect composition of legs. But the one where she's jumping over the three-leaf clover, is the giveaway to Irish dancing. And and then that perfect pose right at the end, up on tiptoe like a ballerina. So working from left to right, this is exactly what they do. And I've seen this, I've been lucky enough to witness this in Ireland. So, man, it is bloody cool. That's a great shot. Well done. Bring it home. Gold.
All right.
That's all we're accepting. Gold.
That's it. Well, let's start from the lowest score working up. Chris, 78.
We see a lot of silhouettes, so I just thought I got all the same messages. It was a wonderful depiction of an Irish dancer with the clover. I want to keep. I'm definitely listening. It sounds like, according to the average, I've probably underscored it. I just want to keep hearing, see how high I can put this.
All right then. Well, I'll go to Damien next on 82.
Yeah, no, beautiful piece of artwork. Really, it would be amazing on that child's wall. And yeah, the story is absolutely well and truly coming through loud and clear. So, yeah, I'm happy to come up.
Yep, Kel, 84. You're next.
Just to address a negative, maybe, whether it's, I think the subjects are a bit too small, because I had to sort of really get in there. I love how it looks from back here, but I don't know whether you can tell me. It's sort of like some of the silhouettes are pixeling out, like they're not. Yeah, I know. And that's what prevented me from going higher, and it's that sort of stuff that. Yeah, if you can tell me that I'm not seeing that.
All right, well, the only person who can tell you that now is Laurie, because she's the last person to speak.
Okay. Let's start with the pixeling out. I'm sorry, Kelly, I can't see it. So maybe my glasses aren't as good as yours, or maybe I need to put them on. The silhouettes in these are perfect. I also believe the size of this is quite centred in the frame that we're looking at. Isn't imagination a wonderful thing? Because I read it completely different. I saw a dancer, but I also saw a young lady, and when the clover, I didn't pick it as a clover at first. I saw it as a flower, and I saw her blooming. So she's jumping and blooming above the flower, and she's growing and developing. So that's how I read this message, and I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful representation of the growth of a young girl into a woman and her passion. So I went into gold, and I'm quite happy to actually move it a little bit higher and stronger into the gold frame, because I think it's a very well constructed, a beautiful representation of a family member perhaps, or, obviously commissioned work. But yeah, well deserving of a gold. So I'd love to see everybody come up and join us in the gold.
All right then. Well, everybody gets to rescore though, David. That's the benefit of an automatic challenge. So all our judges may move their initial score if they wish. It was a majority score 84. David, did you hit submit on yours? Your old score shouldn't. All right, hopefully I'm not going to break it. I'm going to hit reset and get you to put those numbers in again. All right, ready? Do you really want to reset? Okay, yes. Okay, please enter your new scores. We have a majority score, 89. 89, so it will go for review next door at the end of the category. All right, we'll accept that. Thank you, judges. Let's go next print, please. Reminding you, family category sponsored by CR Kennedy. Thank you for everyone who's been listening in live on the live stream, but also look at the team and the crowd. Audience here, good morning audience, welcome. Oh look, they're all waving, hello. And I feel like, Miss Helena on Romper Room, and I can see Annie, and I can see Jody, and I can see you too. Because she never saw me. Never. Alrighty. The print has averaged 83. We're going to challenge that though. Now again, it is an automatic challenge because Chris is at 93. So you will talk once. No right of reply. Okay, so you've got to get it right first time. Hit that button there. But everyone will get to change their score. So go for it, Chris.
Okay, guys. I'll just go straight to the thing. This is outstanding visual communication. The amount of story in this image is absolutely breathtaking. We've got a pregnant lady. We'll start with the obvious. We've got, on the lower side of the frame, we've got growth, we've got history. There's a couple little, perhaps her baby photograph, perhaps her partner's baby photograph. Right down the bottom, we've got a gentleman in a photograph to her right, who I'm going to take, my interpretation is that it's probably a partner that may have deceased, but perhaps the father of that baby. We've got roots, we've got growth, we've got greenery, obvious things, loving the colour palette, but this is more than just that. And then as you go higher into the upper edges of the frame, you have your rose that grows up and then starts to wither and die at the end. So that started the thought of something is missing from her life in this story. I'm taking it as the partner, and it's a quiet moment of reflection with this unborn baby. The sheer amount of storytelling in this is absolutely astounding. It is a certain gold. I implore you to come up with me. This is an easy one.
All right, we'll start like we did last time at the lowest score and work our way up. So we'll go to Kelly first on 78.
I probably struggled with the heavy-handedness. I think there is a lot happening in one frame. I agree. And I think I was probably a bit overwhelmed by that there were too many elements that started to question what the narrative was for me, and it kept changing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but there's just a lot to take in. And I think the orientation, perhaps, there's so much in the bottom half, and just the heavy-handedness with the sky and the extra textures, and just a lot to take in. I think I admit that it was a hard print to judge, so it's I'm
Good to
happy.
talk.
Yeah, good.
All right, well, let's hear from Laurie, please, at 80.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little bit with Kelly too in that I found that it was a little bit overworked, and I also found it quite confusing, not in so much that I couldn't read the story in it, but I was bouncing around the frame everywhere, and nothing was really making me hook. So yeah, I was finding it quite difficult, and I did want to reward the photographer for communicating a message, whatever the message was. But I was struggling a bit.
Okay, that's all right. Well, I'll ask David for a comment, please. You're at 82.
Yeah, I sort of enjoyed it from here, and then when I went up there to read the story or the narrative, I struggled a little bit. What direction do we go? I need help with the photographs because they're really hard to find, and it's almost like a where's Wally? Where are they? But you do find them, but I'm trying to see the connection between the bird on the magpie on the right. So if someone can help me with that storyline.
Well, the only one who can is Damien. It's his last opportunity to speak.
Yeah, the only connection I can see with the magpie, I mean, she does have a magpie tattoo on her arm, so there's some connection, obviously, to her past or whatnot, so that magpie may be someone watching over her. But I think overall we just struggled, Chris, with, I think just the amount of information there, it's just overwhelming. I really enjoy the image, from back here, but going up, I just get lost in there. And but it is beautifully handled, and that's why I gave it a solid 84.
All right then, we all get to rescore. So we all get to change our initial score if we wish. The current average was 83. There's a little bit of movement, and it's gone majority 84. So it will go for review, but it did actually average 85, but 3 of those judges just hung back a little bit. But a good score nonetheless. Thank you very much, judges. I've just pushed a button. Let's see what happens. Next print, please. It's John. Look. We've finished the category. We have finished the family category. Not get out of town. I do not lie to you. We have finished the category. We are going to do reviews straight away. I believe Next Door is pretty much on par with us. And then as soon as we've done that, we'll be going to morning tea. So if you could bear with us for just a moment, we'll get the reviews in and we'll see what we're going to do with our judging if we need to swap anybody out. Do you want to do a judge's photo? Yeah. With us panel chairs and scribes, I reckon. Yeah. Oh, look, I love photo bombing stuff. Are you?
Yeah, I'm often unphotographed.
Oh, really? Look, take me as I am. Take them off. All right, so we're going to do a quick photo. I was going to say, we're not ready to go yet, Courtney, are we? No. All right, we've got time.
Look at that face.
Do you want to come be in our photo, Courtney? Come be in the photo with us. Get John. Yeah, come on. We're going to be a little bit naughty. Oh, look, Jacinta's going to take a picture. All right. Click us back onto the room. We're on, are we? Okay, judges. Assume position. We are going to go into reviews. What I'm going to do... So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you what the current score is and ask you if it upgrades. And if you think yes, you show me the yes. All right. Okay, you right, John and Courtney? All good. Let's go that first review print. This image is currently 79. Do we upgrade it to 80? It's a yes. Upgrade to 80, silver award. Thank you. Clap, 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 clap. Yes. Next print, please. This image is currently 84. Do we upgrade it to 85? Unanimously upgraded to silver distinction. Congratulations. Clap, clap. Next print, please. This image is currently 79. Do we upgrade it to a silver award 80? No, it will remain at 79. Next print, please. This print is currently scoring 84. Do we upgrade it to silver distinction 85? Yes, we do. Upgraded to 85. Thank you, judges. Yes, clapping. Good, clapping. Next print, please. This print is currently 79. Do we upgrade it to 80? Yes, we do. Upgraded to a silver award. Thank you, clapping. Next print, please. This print is currently scoring 79. Do we upgrade it to 80? Yes, we do. Silver award, 80. Thank you. Next print, please. This print is currently just a minute.
While you've got a break, or when you just sort of step back from the judging perhaps, or you're visiting us for the first time even, get along to the A stand where there's a $20,000 draw. That'll close today at midday with the draw at 5 p.m. $20,000 up there, and that's the major draw, closing at midday. Make sure you get along and have a look at that. And while you're at it, go down to the Olympus stand where you have the chance to win an OMD E1MX valued at $5,748. And all you have to do is have a test shoot of the camera at the stand. Bit of fun there, making an image, getting a shot of something happening at APPA 2019, something with a bit of fun, and they'll choose that. And as I said, a chance to win an Olympus OMD E1MX camera valued at well over $5,700. Of course, if you think you've got an eye for colour, pop into Amazon, the colour matching competition.
It just
Where you'll get the chance to win a print viewing lamp and a Wacom tablet valued at over $800. And while you're there, you may want to pick up one of their brilliant monitors, and there's $750 off the CG monitor.
Right, this image is currently 79. Does it upgrade to 80 silver? No, remains at 79. Next print, please. That's it. We're done. Thank you, judges. And thank you for everyone for that little break. Tony Hewitt is still doing his advertising material right here. We're going to have our morning tea break. We will be back around 11 o'clock, between 11 and 11:15, and we'll be going into the wedding category. Thanks, everybody, for listening in live and watching this live stream. We'll be back with you shortly.